ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुर्विक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायोः त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ What is obvious about each one of us is the body. The body is made up of 5 elements, different elements. Each element is different from the other. But together they are held, and that forms your body. This is the most important point you have to catch today. All different things are held by something common. That is the purpose of my talking. Right? So 5 different elements are held together and forms your body. What holds them together? Because the moment life goes out, they disintegrate. The moment life goes out, they disintegrate. What holds them together? Naturally, life. Because when it goes, they disintegrate. When it is there, they are integrated. Okay, let us leave it there. Now, how does the body survive? The body survives because of the food it takes. How do you get the food? I cultivate, I work, I buy. Can you do it when you are in coma or in sleep? The body is there. It needs food. Can you go and get the food? The body cannot. It is the intellect that tells the body, you need food. and the body still cannot go without passion. And that is the mind. The body says you need food. The mind immediately gets active, agitated, and makes the body search and seek and get the food. See, it's a very beautiful thing. Now, the body needs food. The intellect tells that you need the food. The mind gives the energy, passion. Body walks and gets. When it eats, the mind is satisfied and happy. The intellect is satisfied and happy. So, the body is not the mind is not the intellect. At least, even if mind, intellect have some connection, there is no connection between the body and the mind. They are different. When life has gone out, the body is there. There is no mind in it. There is no mind in it. They're totally different. Totally different body, totally different mind, intellect. How do they coordinate? There has to be a coordinator. Two things on their own cannot combine without a third element. Matter in static condition or in uniform motion needs a third agency to activate. So there is somebody else. Not only that, there's somebody who says, my body, my mind, my intellect. He has to be different from the body, mind, intellect. Now, the body needs food. Mind needs emotions. Intellect needs ideas. Body is fed by food. Mind is fed by emotions. Intellect is fed by ideas. Seem to be totally different. Like earth, fire, water, air, akasha, totally different, but coordinated together. You have the judiciary, executive, administrative, legislative. Judiciary, executive, legislative, and administrative. Each is different, but they are coordinated. How? By whom? Constitution. By the Constitution. They all combine together because there is a common thing that holds them together. And towards that they work. Constitution. Similarly, in the house, grandparents, parents, children, in-laws, all are different. All have different ambitions. All professions are different. Yet, they work together because it is the dharma of the family that binds them together. is the dharma of the family that binds them together. The various aspects of the government are bound by constitution. The various aspects of the family are bound by dharma. Now, this body, mind, intellect are bound by what? By somebody who supports them, like the government constitution supports the four wings. Like the family dharma supports the family. The body, mind, intellect is supported by life. What is this life? The body is 5 elements, and all this world is made up of the 5 elements. That's why it's called prapancha, prakarshena panchaha. Prakarshena panchaha. 5 elements, 5 objects, 5 senses, 5 organs of perception, 5 organs of action, 5 pranas, everything is 5, 5, 5, 5. Therefore, it's called prapancha, prakarshena panchaha. If 5 elements have to come and to combine, they should have a source different from them. Otherwise, logically it is said, you cannot arrive at the origin if each is different, and those different things are also should have a origin. It's called logical absurdity, anavastha dosham, where you cannot pinpoint the origin. That's called anavastha dosha. So it has to be concluded, these varied 5 elements should have some source which is different from the 5 elements, originating them, supporting them, holding them together. What is this? Whatever it is, if multitude have come from single origin, that single origin should be everywhere. Otherwise, that also becomes finite. Finite to finite to finite, again anavastha dosha.
Acha,
from a single source, and that has to be infinite. That means at all times and at all places. And what comes from the infinite has to have the same characteristics. Its infinite existence, its infinite life. It's infinite because when the 5 elements combine, they exist. Therefore, there is life. And they express life. Whatever is expressed and felt should have been there in the origin. So the origin has existence, has life, has consciousness, and has happiness, Why did I jump suddenly to happiness? Because it is the plurality, multiplicity, the variations that gives insecurity and sorrow. When all are unified like in sleep or in samadhi, the individual who is free from all associations is happy. So that original source is existence, consciousness, bliss, not three different things. All the three are the same, like light, heat, and form of the fire. Light, heat, and form of the fire. They are all the same. So, it is this life that holds the five elements, then the body, then the mind, then the intellect, and supports, like the government constitution supports the four departments, like the various people in the family supports the family. This existence, consciousness, bliss supports all other parts, aspects, and activates them. Therefore, when you connect to this common factor, there is harmony. The four departments are harmonized by the constitution. The different people in the family are harmonized by the family dharma. So that which supports, that which is the material cause, that which supports, that which is the material cause, when all of them are focused to that, work for that, there is harmony. Wherever there is harmony, there is peace, there is happiness. And the multiplicity merges into the unity. The multiplicity merges into unity. The divisions have been formed for us to transact. Eyes cannot pick up the laddu. I see the laddu, tells the mind, and mind intellect say, go pick up. The legs walk, the hands pick up, put into the mouth. Right? They're all coordinated. Different departments have been coordinated by this one consciousness. So if they all have to be all the time coordinated, live in harmony, they have all to recognize this common factor, the very support, the very material cause, the very enlivener. This process of harmonizing various departments is called yoga or religion. This process of harmonizing is called yoga or religion. And towards that purpose, the basic training is the ability to focus, the ability to come together, the ability to lift the mind to a higher ideal, the ability to detach from the ego, the ability to work for a cause. All these have to be developed slowly. The process through which you develop them is called Upasana. And here, Taittiriya Upanishad, all the Upasanas that are given to you, you will see they themselves are connected There is a common factor connecting. Sandhi. Purva Rupam, Uttara Rupam, and then Sandhi, and then the result. They are all connected. Whatever is going to come later, the Panktam, all the fives, 5 lokas, 5 elements, all will come. Today I am going to deal the subject and then do that. Because if I do that each separately, you will only have an intellectual idea, but you won't know the purpose of the totality. So I will deal the subject, then go to them. All of them are connected together. All of them are connected together. It is in this connection that we discover the oneness. Where there is one, there is no fear. Where there is duality, there is fear, there is death. So all the purpose is for us to discover this one whose origin, who is the origin for the body, mind, intellect, and the world of objects and the 5 elements, etc., etc. To discover this, to focus to this, to work for that. So this whole concept is the essence of Veda. Please listen. Please, listening is different from hearing. Please listen and reflect. Please listen and reflect. Because these are very, very subtle and important points. So these different faculties are tied together by a common factor that we have to discover. And that for that purpose, we have to train the mind, intellect, upasana, and the very upasana, several aspects are connected, like Sandhi. And we are going to see the elements later. Different things are connected. And all this is naturally the essence of the Veda, because what is the purpose of the Veda? To show the Jivatma Aikyam. That is the purpose of the Vedas. Jiva is the same as Ishvara. Jiva and Ishvara are the same. That is the purpose of the Vedas. So, that which is going to show us the 5 elements, the body, the mind, the intellect, the world, are all one, is the essence of the Veda. Whatever shows that essence is the most important. That which shows this essence of the Vedas in the shortest, clearest form is Omkara. That which shows this essence, shortest, clearest form is Omkara. How? Omkara consists of 3 letters. A, U, Ma. A, U, Ma. 3 letters. Before you uttered A, what was there? Nothing. How from nothing something can come? There was silence. When you finish saying A, and start woo, there is silence in between. When you finish saying woo, and before you utter ma, there is silence. After you finish ma or im or whatever, m or whatever it is, because in this uh, Zoom, M is very predominant, right? After the M, what is there is silence. In the beginning, silence. In between, silence. At the end, silence. What else can be the sound? If something was there in the beginning, something is there between them, something is there when the sound is over, that should be the material cause of those expressions. Silence is the material cause of a, u, ma. The purpose of Omkara is not a, u, ma. The purpose of any japa is not the mantra. The purpose of avuma is for you to recognize the silence. The purpose of any japa is for you to recognize the silence between the two utterances of the same mantra, Ram, Ram, Krishna, whatever it is. So it is the silence that's the material cause of the sound. It is the silence that is the material cause of the sound. Sound has to be therefore silence. The silence is called amatra because matra is measured. A is measured. U is measured. Measured because they have a beginning and an end. Ma is measured because they have a beginning and an end. What about silence? When the sounds are not there, it's there all the time is silence. It's not measured. Therefore, it's called amatra. It is not a limited thing, infinite. The infinite silence gives rise to the finite avuma. And the very essence of avuma, supported by the silence, avuma is also the silence. The purpose of the sounds is to take you to this silence. All sounds, all actions, all sounds, all actions, all music, all dance. The purpose is to take you to that peaceful self, the silence. So that is Omkara. So, okay. Therefore, silence is the essence of all sounds and the very origin of all the sounds. This silence naturally is the existence, life, and bliss. Satchidananda. Avuma. body, mind, intellect, past, present, future, waking, dream, deep sleep, earth, the middle and the sky. Everything in the world expresses mainly in three categories: the sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna. Sattva guna is the intellect, rajo guna is the mind, tamo guna is the body. Sattva guna is the sky, rajo guna is the middle, tamo guna is earth. Sattva guna is waking, rajo guna is dream, tamo guna is sleep. All the gunas should have a guni, the one who holds them together, who should be beyond the gunas. Who should be beyond the gunas. That is the silence, who is beyond the gunas. These gunas are his expressions. This is enough for you to know that life principle. You call it Brahman, you call it Ishvara, you call it God, you call it whatever you want. Whatever I have told you today is enough for you to experience, not to know. Is enough for you to experience that silence. That is the glory of Omkara. Single letter can give you the entire Veda, because the whole content of the Veda is Jiva, Ishvara, Aikyam. Single letter gives the entire this thing. Naturally, this Omkara has to be understood. First, it is done in meditation, uttering two ohms and feeling the silence in between. But that type of meditation you may lead to silence, but vasanas are still there. Vasanas will go only on vichara. So the same om, you have to split into avu, ma, inquire, waking, dream, deep sleep. Waking ends where dream begins. Both end where deep sleep begins. But there is a memory of the waking, dream, and deep sleep to a common entity. That one who remembers the waking, dream, and deep sleep is me, the consciousness. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am not the waker, I am not the dreamer, I am not the deep sleeper. This vichara, when it happens, the vasanas end. Therefore, Omkara is used as an idol, as a symbol in the beginning to do japa. But later on, it has to be used for contemplation, reflection, knowing the details, avu, ma, etc. The same Omkara. Right? The Omkara, you have to use it as a symbol, you have to use it for reflection, you have to feel it in you as an experience. Now I have explained to you the three. Sattva, Rajo, Tamo Guna, Bhurbhuva Swaha, all that I have explained. But Omkara is not explained to you. It's explained by the Upanishads and the teacher, and still it should be tangible. To make it tangible, they simplified the same Omkara as the three Vyahrutis, Bhurbhuva Swaha. Bhurbhuva Swaha are three utterances held by silence. And therefore you start with Om, Om Bhurbhuva Swaha. These are not part of the Gayatri. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha are not part of the Gayatri. Gayatri is not even Om. Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. There is no Om also. It simply says, I invoke that divine God principle, the enlightener, Savituhu. Let him make my intellect sharp. This is all. It's not enough. Therefore, the rishis have added the Vyakritis. Who is that Savitur? The one who holds the Vyakritis, the one who reveals the Vyakritis. Therefore, you need the Vyakritis. Bhur-bhuva swaha. So now all the trees in the world can be brought into Avuma or Bhur-bhuva swaha. Purpose is not to know Avuma or Bhur-bhuva swaha. Purpose is to know that which supports Avuma or Bhur-bhuva swaha. This is Omkara Upasana, Gayatri Upasana. Omkara Upasana, Gayatri Upasana, which is the subject matter now in this Shiksha Valli. I have left some and come here. I will go back and do everything. But my purpose is, if only I do like that, what is there? You will also get information, but you won't get the consolidated experience. Therefore, I have done what all I had to do. Now that I can't confuse you more, I will go to the text. Oh, there is only 9:30. This is not 9:15. Okay, I have enough time. So this Omkara has been earlier itself said that this is the Rishabha, means Shrestha of the Veda Chandas. And this has come from the Chandas. And let this Omkara fill my intellect. Let me be the possessor of immortal revelations of these Vedas. Let there be vitality in my body. Let there be sweetness in my tongue. Let me listen more and more. And this Omkara reveals the Brahman. Therefore, it is called the Kosha. It's the Kosha of Brahman. And now, it's a beautiful technique in Taittiriya. He tries to unify at all levels. He started the Upasana 5 lokas, then come to Omkara. You should not, all of us have concepts. This is the highest, that is the lowest. Without the lower, the highest, where you will realize. Without the body, the mind, intellect are useless. The mind, intellect need the body to work their ideas. Without the mind, the intellect, body cannot work. You need all. Without all the three of them, you cannot recognize the consciousness. So the whole thing is beautiful and lovely and divine. It becomes undivine when you work to gain wealth or disciplines or desires for the sake of the ego. The same wealth, the same disciplines, same desires, when they are used to discover this Godhood, they become divine. So do not have concepts, this is divine, that is undivine, you need all. So again he comes back and says, let me get all the prosperity, clothes, cows, etc. And I need students, because Then only I can express, then only my reflection happens. Without students, my knowledge is not complete. So he says, Amayantu brahmacharina swaha. All along, let them come. Vimayantu brahmach, from different directions, let them come. Pramayantu brahmach, let the best come. Like that, he goes on praying. After that, Yasho jane asani swaha, Sreyan vasyasu asani swaha, Tam tva bhaga pravishani swaha, Sa ma bhaga pravisha swaha, Tasmin sahasrashake nibagaham Tvayi mruje swaha, Yatha apaha pravata yemti yatha masa aharjaram, Evam mam brahmacharino dhatarayantu sarvata swaha prativeshosi pramabhahi pramapadyasva. So, I should be the most successful person. I should be the most famous person. Let this truth, let this Omkara, let this God, who has all the Aishwaryas, therefore is called Bhaga, enter me. Let me enter into him. And in this Brahman, who has multi divisions, let me, through contemplation of them, purify myself. And let me get students again, like water flows from effortlessly from hills to the down. Let like months merge into the year, like apaha pravatanti yanta yadha masa aharjaram. So months merge into the year. Let the students come to me effortlessly from all directions. I take refuge unto this truth. And may this truth bless me, beam upon me. This is the prayer. After that, he takes the Vyahriti Upasana. I have explained to you, I have to only rush through now. Bhur bhuva suvaha iti va etas tisro vyakritayaha tas tasamuha sma etam chaturthim mahachamasya pravedayate maha iti tad brahma sa atma anganyanya devata. There is a Brahman, he has different angas, and they are the devatas. There is a Brahman, the silence, Om. It has the different angas, Bhur Bhuva Soha. And the silence, the fourth, it's not the fourth. With reference to the three, it is called fourth. Therefore, Mandukya says, Chaturtham Manyante. It is considered the fourth. It's not the fourth. It alone is there. Where is the fourth? With reference to the three that you know, everything is triad. Sattva, Raja, Tamo, Guna, waking, dream, and deep sleep, past, present, future. With reference to the three, Avoma, it's called the fourth. That is Brahman. And that is called Mahat. Why? Firstly, it was discovered by a Rishi. Mahachamasa's son, it was discovered. And in his name, that fourth one goes. In his name, that fourth one goes. That fourth one is the most important thing. That's called Turiya. That is called Turiya. Turiya means four. That's all. There is no other meaning for that. That is the fourth. So, and now, these, with reference to these three, Bhur Bhuva Swaha, at each level we have to discover the fourth one. At each of our experiences, we have to discover the fourth one. That holds the three. So he starts with lokas. Bhuriti va ayam lokaha, bhuva iti antariksham, suvariti asau lokaha, maha iti adityaha, adityena vava sarve loka mahiyante. This loka is bhuhu. The in-between is called bhuvaha. The top is called suvaha. Maha iti adityaha. All the three are illumined by aditya, like the consciousness illumining everything else. Sarve loka mahiyanti. Bhuriti va agnihi, bhuvayiti vayuhu, suvariti adityaha, mahayati chandrama, chandramasavava sarvani jyotimshi mahiyanti. There he said, the Turiya or Maha is Surya. Here he brings the Surya into Suvaha and he makes Chandra the Maha. How can he change it? Because all are meant only for your Upasana. All are meant for your Upasana. To direct your mind, to discover the fourth, the Maha. That's why in Tamil, they always say, Maha Solla Vandatya. Bhuriti va ruchaha, bhuvayiti samani, suvariti yajunshi, mahayiti brahma, brahmana vava sarve veda mahiyante. With reference to the three Vedas, Bhu is Rug Veda, Bhuvayati Samaveda, Suvariti Yajunshi, Mahayati Brahma, Brahmana Vava Sarve Veda Mahiyanti. The subject matter of all the Vedas is Brahma. Bhuriti Vaipranaha, Bhuvayati Apanaha, Suvariti Vyanaha, Mahayati Annam, Annena Vava Sarve Prana Mahiyanti. Here, with reference to the these four, Bhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Maha, have been given with four sets of example. And now this Brahman, again, he goes into something and then comes back to the main aspect. How to recognize this Brahman? As a upasana he gives here. Sa ye yeshontar hrudaya akashaha tasmin ayam purusho manomaya amruto hiranmaya antarena taluke sa eva stana iva valambate sendrayonhi yatraso keshama vivartate vyapohya shirsha kapale. This Omkara, this Brahman, this Maha is in your heart as the intelligent factor, as the immortal factor, who is the truth that pervades everything. And there is there is a tongue-like thing which is hanging in your throat. And through that, it goes and it enters and it leaves. That is the thing. These are only the imaginary paths for you to do upasana. And then Bhuriti Yagno Pratishtiti Bhuvayiti Vayu. This Brahman, as Agni, is established in Bhu, as Vayu in Bhuva, as Aditya in Suva. Maha iti Brahmani. This Maha is established in Brahman. And when you recognize that Brahman, apnoti swarajyam, you get freedom. Apnoti manasaspatim, you get the mastery over the antakarana. Vakpatihi, chachushpatihi. This Brahman is the Lord of the sense organs and organs of action. Srotrapatihi, ears. Vijnanapatihi, the intellect. Yetat tato bhavati, akasha shariram brahma, satyatma pranaramam mananandam, shanti samruddham amrutam, iti prachina yogyo upasasva prachina yogya. You do upasana like this, what I said. You try to align Bhu with fire, Bhuva with Vayu, Sova with Aditya, Maha with Brahman, and meditate. You shall get that ultimate thing, and you shall discover to be that which is the Lord of all senses, sense organs, and organs of action. And towards this, for you, again, for Upasana, this Akasha is its Sharira. Like the self is in you, the body is in space. So microcosm, the self is in you, the body. Macrocosm, the self is in Akasha. Self alone is. These are all given to you for reflections and upasanas. Right. And now I told you that his purpose is for us to know that everything is Brahman. Even different things, when he says he's connecting. Now he is going to give 5 different sets. Each has 5 aspects. And therefore they are called Panktam. Panktam means 5. Each is 5. And like that 5. Prithvi, Antariksham, Dyauhu, Dishaha, Antaradishaha, Prithvi, Earth, Antariksham in between, Dyauhu, the sky, Dishaha, the directions, Antardishaha, the corners, totally 8. East, west, north, south, and in between, Agnaya, Nairiti, Vayu, Ishanaha, Agnir, Vayu, Aditya, Chandrama, Nakshatrani. The first 5 are lokas. The next 5 are devatas. Apa, Oshadhayo, Vanaspate, Akash, Atma. The next 5 are Virat. Ityadi Bhutam. All of them are external. Therefore, Adhibhutam. Adhyatmam, in you. Prano, Vyano, Apana, Buddhana, Samana. The 5 pranas. Chakshu, Srotram, Mano, Vak, the 5 organs of senses. Charma, Mansagam, Snavasthi Majja, Yetadhadi Vidyaya, Rushiravochat, Panktam Vaidakam Sarvam, Pankte Naiva Pankta Prunoti. So all these are 5s. These 5s, each one is connected with them, and all these 5 are interconnected. That's what he ends. These 5 are connected within them, and again these 5 categories are connected with each other, and that which connects is Brahman. So what is the purpose of giving all this? For you to know the common factor. There is one common factor within all, Advaitam, to know that. What is that? Om iti Brahma, Om iti dagam sarvam. That is Om. That is all. What is Om? What is all? I have told you earlier. Why it is so important? Om iti etadanukrutihi smava. The yajna, there are 4 priests. One gives consent. Apyo sravayet asravayanti. One says, come on, chant. Let us listen. One chants. Om iti samane gayanti. One sings the sama. Om shom iti shastrani shimshanti. One asks shastras to be recited and somebody recites. Om iti adbharyuhu pratigaram pratigunati. One gives encouragement. Whatever he is doing, he encourages. Om iti Brahma prasauti. Om iti Agnihotram anujanati. Gives consent, permits. Om iti Brahmanaha pravachannaha. Brahmopapnavaniti. Brahmopapnoti. That is, he says, let me become Brahman, and he becomes Brahman by doing upasana with the Om. Okay. And I have done in detail earlier. When the text came, I rushed through. I think with the details I have given, the text you read, you can understand, I think. But I do not want any one of you to be disappointed. So if you feel that you were not able to follow the text with the introduction I have given, and once you listen to the tape also, if you feel it is not enough, please let me know. I will try to tell you again. But there is a purpose in rushing also, because these details are only for upasana. Your mind intellect need not get entangled into it. Our mind intellect should get entangled into the common factor, the very essence of it. That is the purpose. Otherwise, you are only gathering intellectual informations and no inspiration. There is only perspiration. So therefore, I rush through. Okay. So if you all feel you need, please let me know. I don't want you to be disappointed also. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Thank you. Thank you all.